Ever pondered if Africa might be cleaving into two separate continents? Well, it's not as far-fetched as it might sound. Let's dive into the fascinating world of tectonic plate movement, which is causing the East African Rift. This is a split in the Earth's crust that runs down eastern Africa, and it's an awe-inspiring testament to the dynamic nature of our planet. You see, the Earth's crust is not one solid piece, but is made up of several large plates. In the case of the East African Rift, two of these plates, the Nubian and the Somali, are slowly moving away from each other. This movement is creating a rift, a tear in the Earth's crust. It's a slow process, almost imperceptible on a human timescale, but it's happening nonetheless, and it's changing the face of the African continent. So what might happen if this process continues over millions of years? Imagine an ocean where now lies the arid and rugged landscapes of East Africa. Sounds like a stretch, right? But here's the thing. The Earth's crust in this region is not as stable as it seems. This part of the world is home to the East African Rift, a crack in the Earth's crust that's slowly but surely widening year by year. Now, if you're thinking that a widening crack in the Earth is a big deal, you're absolutely right. This rift is a sign that the African continent, as we know it, is slowly splitting apart. And this isn't some far-off future event. The process has been going on for millions of years, and it's still happening today. So, what happens when this rift continues to widen? Well, it's possible that over the course of millions of years, the rift could fill with water from the Indian Ocean, creating a new sea. This new sea would effectively cut off the Horn of Africa, including countries like Somalia, Ethiopia, and Eritrea, from the rest of the continent. But don't worry, this isn't something that's going to happen overnight. It's a process that takes millions of years. In fact, something similar has happened before, right here on our planet. Ever heard of the Atlantic Ocean? Of course you have. Well, it was formed through a similar process. Millions of years ago, there was a rift in the supercontinent Pangaea. This rift widened over time, filled with water, and eventually became the vast ocean that separates the Americas from Europe and Africa today. So, the birth of a new ocean in East Africa isn't just a possibility, it's a geological inevitability. It's a testament to the ever-changing dynamic nature of our planet. But what if we told you this isn't the first time Africa has experienced such a dramatic change? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the fascinating geological history of this incredible continent. Africa, as we know it today, is a result of numerous geological transformations over billions of years. To appreciate the current geological activities, let's take a journey back in time. Once upon a time, Earth had a massive supercontinent known as Pangaea. This colossal landmass was a congregation of what we now know as our modern continents. Among them was the primitive form of Africa, nestled in the heart of Pangaea. But the tranquility didn't last forever. The Earth's crust is not one solid piece, but is broken into several large sections called tectonic plates. These plates are in constant motion, albeit at a snail's pace. It was these very tectonic shifts that led to the breakup of Pangaea over 200 million years ago. As the plates moved apart, Africa began to take shape. It was a slow and dramatic process, with landmasses drifting, colliding and reshaping. Mountains were thrust up, valleys sunk down, and oceans filled the gaps. Over millions of years, the continent of Africa, as we know it today, was formed. But the story doesn't end there. The tectonic plates beneath Africa are still on the move. The current split happening in the Great Rift Valley is just another chapter in the continent's dynamic geological history. So, the next time you gaze at a map of Africa, remember that it may look very different millions of years from now. The splitting of Africa is a testament to the dynamic nature of our planet. Remember the East African Rift, the cradle of a potential new ocean, and Africa's rich geological history? These factors are driving this continental divide, with implications that could include shifts in biodiversity and human populations. The Earth, in its ceaseless dance, is constantly carving out new chapters in our planet's story. We might not witness this in our lifetime, but the shifting Earth beneath our feet is continually shaping the world for future generations.